Hello everyone, it's Cash here, back with another video. Today, I'm going to be teaching you about if statements, methods, and debounce. So let's jump right in. So this is part 3 of the Beginner to Pro scripting series. And in this one, I just told you what we're going to be learning about. So let's go ahead and create a server script. And open that up. I'm going to zoom in for you guys. And we can just press Control A and delete the first line. So the first thing I'm going to teach you guys is if statements. So if statements are like checks, and this is like super important. Like this is like one of the most important things you're going to need to learn for scripting. So if statements are how you check if a value is like specific to another one, or how you check if like something's able to be ran. It's just like the most important thing for your game, really. So we'll create a value. So local value equals, we'll set it to a number like 5, okay? And then we'll set local wanted value equals 10. So basically the value that we have is 5 and the value that we want is 10. And then we'll do if value, and this is the if statement, if value is equal to wanted value, then print true. And this is a boolean. We learned about these in the properties video, which is the first episode. So if you haven't seen the first 2 episodes, I recommend go watching those. But basically, this will print just true. So as you can see right here, the value is not equal to this. So if we run it, it's not going to print anything. So let's just run it. As you can see, it works. It does not print anything. And then, now let's set the value to 10 also. So if we set both of these to the same thing, it should print true. Awesome. So that works. So that's how we know this works. So the code is functional. So, you might be thinking, is there any like shorter way to do this if I just want to print out the values? Well, yes there is. So we'll make the value 5, local target value is equal to 10, and then we could just do print value is equal to target value, and this will return a boolean. So when you use the equal sign parameters, you don't do one equal sign like this. That's how you set a property or a value. But if you use the 2 equal signs, that means you're checking the value. Hope that makes sense. So if I did this, this would be wrong. But if I just did 1, that would be right. So you can also make these a boolean value. So 10 is equal to 10, that would be true. 10 is equal to 5, that would be false. And 10 is equal to 0, that would also be false. Alright, so let's just run this script right here. We're returning a boolean value, so it should return false. And as you can see, it does return false. I'll just zoom in there for you guys. It does say false. Awesome. So now if we just set the value to 10 also, it returns true. And if statements are really easy, but now we're going to jump into something also very easy, but that uses if statements, called debounces. So what a debounce is it basically is a way to check if something is running still, and if it's running, then you don't want to run it again yet. So we'll make local debounce is equal to false, and this is a boolean value, and this is what we're going to check if. You could also make this like running, or like is running, or can run, like all that. But yeah, so here's what we're gonna do. So debounce is equal to false, and then if debounce is equal to false, then we'll do debounce is equal to true, and then debounce equals false. And what we'll do is right here we'll print ran. Okay? So, you might be thinking, well, what does this actually do? How is this going to help? Well, this is actually code. This code right here is not even going to do anything yet until we give it like something to do besides printing. So I'm going to show you guys how we're actually going to do this. So we're going to wait 0.5 seconds, and then we'll set the debounce to false. And I taught you guys about wait in the last episode. So basically this is going to yield until 0.5 seconds is up, and then it'll set the debounce to false. Okay? And then what we'll do is we'll put this in a function, and I just pressed Control X right there so I could cut it, and we'll just create a function called run. And then this is, you just put the code in there. And then we're going to call run, okay, and then we're going to call it again, and then we'll wait 0.5 and then call it again. Alright. And also, if debounce is equal to false, actually, we're going to make an else. So there's a thing called else, and what this does is if this if the parameters right here, if like the check that you put is actually false, then so not just like if the value is false, but if this like entire line is false, then it'll run this. And you can also do else if. So if you want to do else if debounce is equal to true, then you can do that. So we could do print debounce, because it'll print true, because if debounce is true, it prints the debounce. Debounce will be true. Alright, so let's run this, and it should print like this. It should print at first it should print ran, and then it should print false, or no, actually it should print true, and then it'll wait 0.5 seconds, and then it should print ran. So what we're looking for is something like this: ran, and then true, and then ran, like that. So let's see if it works. Ran twice, ran 3 times. So let's see what the issue is with this. So we're running it, and we're checking if debounce is equal to false. If it's false, then debounce is equal to true. We print ran, we wait 0.5 seconds, and then debounce is equal to false. So let's actually wait 2 seconds. Ran. Okay, so this is kind of a bad example right here. And the reason for this is because no matter what, this is gonna wait either way. So this is like not a really good thing for debounce. So what we're gonna do instead is create a part, and I'm gonna show you guys how to actually like use debounce properly. So just make a new line right here by pressing enter, and we're gonna define the part as the script's parent because I moved the script under a new part. And then what we'll do is part.touch connect debounce. So now it's gonna wait 2 seconds after you touch it. So, oh wait, right here. Oh yeah, I called debounce called run. And we learned about events in the last one. So as you can see, it says ran because it's touching the base plate. We're gonna press play here. So if we go and touch it, and if we keep touching it, as you can see, it's printing true. So it's printing the debounce. But then every now and then, every 2 seconds, it prints ran. So what if we want to make a script that damages you whenever you touch the part, but you don't want it to instant kill you? Well, this is exactly how you can do it. So what we're going to do is if debounce is equal to false, we'll just actually keep this right here. We'll add the hit part parameter up here, because if you check right here and you look at this, like what it's sending through, as you can see, it's a function and it's sending in a base part, which is the hit part. And you can look more at this on the wiki, and you'll see, and like you can read about all this, like the events and stuff. But yeah, this goes to the function, and in the function, it connects a part that it hit, like the part that touched it. So what we'll do is local humanoid equals hitPart.parent find first child humanoid. And here's what this is doing, okay? So every character, it has a humanoid, right? Every player has a humanoid. So if we're touching the, yeah, let me just show you guys what this is actually, because it's easier to see. So if we go in our character, as you can see, there's a thing in here called a humanoid. Now this humanoid is what controls your character, and it has health, it has jump power, all of this, and this is like your like human. Like it means this is like just what controls your entire character basically, and it has like all your stats and all that. So if the character has a humanoid, then we can call a method called humanoid take damage, and it'll take damage from their health. So let's do that. So what we're gonna do is also we're getting the character, so we're searching the character. So the part that touches the part isn't the character itself, but it's the part inside the character. So we're trying to get the part's parent, which would be the character, and then we look for the humanoid. And what we can actually do is .humanoid, but I recommend doing find first child because this actually returns no errors. So if you don't want to have errors in your script, use this, because it's a method that basically means if this is not in, then it just returns nil. But if you .humanoid, then it doesn't do that. Okay? So what we're going to do is if Debounce is equal to false and humanoid, then, and what and does is it checks this one, and then after this one is true, then it checks this one too, which is the and then it checks all of these. So if we do and humanoid, all this does is if the humanoid's not equal to nil or false. Okay? So also, we're doing a thing right now called if debounce is equal to false. You don't have to do that. You can actually do if not debounce, and not just means like the opposite of true. So if part.transparency, or like say like part.visible equals false, not part.visibility would be true. So like so not debounce right here, if I just did equals not false, that would be true. So you just got to learn double negatives basically. And if you know how to do that, then you're perfect at this. So we're going to do humanoid take damage. This is a method. When you use a semicolon, or not a semicolon, a regular colon, that's a method. And this method right here is take damage. And then we're going to put the value. So we'll just do like 15. And then we're just going to press play here. Alright. And then we're going to walk in. It should give us damage. And it does. And then it waits 2 seconds. And yeah, that's how you make a working damage part. And if you're following along, then you just made this yourself. So here's how we did this. We got the part, which is the script's parent, and we learned about hierarchy in the last episode. And then the debounce is a boolean, and then the run function is a function that runs when the part is touched. And then the hit part is the part that touched the part. Okay, and then the humanoid is the character's humanoid that has health / other humanoid properties. Okay, and then in this one we check if debounce is equal to false or nil. Now or is also a statement, So you could do if debounce and humanoid, or you could do if debounce or bypass debounce is equal to true, or just like this. But it's that would actually work if you had like a thing that says true. And or just means if this one's false, then we skip to the next one if there's an or. We checked if debounce is false, and if there is a humanoid. If there is, we run the function. Okay, and then we set debounce to false. We take, or the humanoid takes damage. We wait 2 seconds. Set debounce to false. I mean, this one up here is true. And the reason we set it to true is because whenever it's true, the function cannot run until this wait is done. And if we didn't set it to true, this would just always run. So that's why we're setting it to true and then false. Because basically we're setting the script running to true and then the script not running to false, or script running to false. Okay? And then if debounce is true, then print the debounce's value true. And then this one right here connects the part.touch event to our run function. Alright? Awesome. So this is a completely working script, and this does work. So we take damage, and yeah. Now I'm gonna give you guys this script, and you guys can use it for yourself. So guys, that's basically it for this video, except for methods. So I'm gonna teach you guys what methods actually are. So methods are like inbuilt functions to certain instances and objects. So for example, you could do part : and then all these functions, like all these are functions. So you could do like let's do find first child's one. So you could do find first child script, and then this would print the instance script. So let's do that. It would print the script. So right here, and then if you click this, it would actually take you to this. Alright, and then you could do let's do part destroy, and what this does is if you read it, actually you can just read what they do. It sets the instance.parent property to nil, locks the instance.parent, disconnects all connections, and calls destroy on all children. And what disconnects all connections means is that this is a connection right here, and with events you can actually do it like this: local connection equals that, and then connection disconnect, and that removes it. So if you do part.destroy, this makes it so this does not error. Alright, so let's do that. We're just going to do that. And the part's gone, right? No errors at all. But if we did part remove, we do this. Oh, we actually won't get an error here, but if we do part is equal to nil, or like there's ways to do it, but yeah, the connections aren't really going to be bugged with parts. Anyways, guys, that's it for this episode. And if you guys learned something, please leave a like. If you need help, you can join my Discord server or leave a comment down below, and I'll be happy to help you guys. Alright, you can download the script in the description down below, and a bunch of other links will be down there too, so make sure you go check them out. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.